Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is a preseason race on the new game F1 2021, and this time around we are in Silverstone trying to emulate the real life weekend. Not exactly, but trying to do something similar with a one shot qualifying to start with. After that, there will be a 25% race, and the order or the finishing order of that race will determine the starting grid for the 50% race around the same track soon after. So hope you enjoy this stream, and let me know in the comments if my voice is audible and you can hear me loud and clear, and hope you're having a good time. We just finished the real life sprint race in Britain where Max Verstappen took the lead in the first turn and then led it from start to finish with Hamilton and Bottas in P2 and P3. So should be an interesting one, but seems like Hamilton and Bottas don't really have an answer to Red Bull's pace right now. Either ways, yes, Manan, you are right. It is a 25% regular race after that, not a sprint, not a 50% race. You are right. So it's a 25% sprint race and then a 25% normal race. Thank you for correcting me there. Players are putting in their setups, and let's then follow VFix, who let's follow Jinsanity then, who is now approaching the village section of the track in his Mercedes. And Jinsanity, one of the fastest drivers of the league and expected to be in the first division for the new season. So let's see as he approaches turn 4 after the end of Wellington Straight, picks his braking point and just takes a bit of the curb on the inside to get that minimum speed, and then is on to the old start finish straight before he goes to cops. As Vicky has retired from the session, not sure where that has happened. Azun has been disqualified. There's a very considerable lift there through cops, so not flat out anymore through these corners. And Magnussen Beckett as well, he has to downshift a lot of times, missing the apex a little bit. You want to touch that inside curb there, but nevertheless revving his car, and now on the Hangle straight he has two now braking zones to go. One is this into Stowe, not a heavy braking zone, but the next one is one of the only two heavy braking zones on the circuit as he goes through the chicane and then on to the start finish straight where he will complete the lap. And as things stands, he is on P2 with VFix taking the pole with a 26.1 and Jinsanity behind him with a 126.6. So wow, that's a lot of margin between P1 and P2, and the brothers, which are VFX and Jinsanity, probably just racing, sitting a few feet apart from each other, are now going to start on the front row of the grid. Yeah, so that's the confirmation. VFix and Jinsanity on the front row. Not sure which flag is that for Jinsanity. Ishan in P3 with Racing Gupt in P4. Thakur, a good lap from him in P5. Ashwin Lakhwani in P6. PSI Legends and Nishan on the 4th row. Smith and Sid Venkatesh are rounding up the top 10 with HVP, Kanav, Anton, Hushrav, and let's see who else is there. So plenty of people who did not have great laps. Azun, Shah and Vicky did not even get to set a time in. But that's been the grid for the sprint race, which is a 25% race, and it should be fun. The weather is set to dry, by the way, so no chances of any rain. Right, so we're waiting for the players to decide the few loads. More or less everything else is set. Apart from my rules are on, so they will be using the same setups they used to do their qualifying runs on. And let me know if the audio of the engine is too loud for people who are watching right now. If I do, I need to reduce the volume of the engine somehow, because it seemed very loud to me. But if you are able to hear me loud and clear over the engine sound, then that's fine. I won't really need to change it, but it seemed quite noisy to me from where I am commentating. But either ways, I am not ignoring the chat Stewart as the formation lap is on, and let's have a look. Oh, VFix, what is going on there? Why am I not able to change camera type? Okay, so this is a new glitch. This is a new glitch. I cannot change the camera type. I'm pressing R1. You can see on the top right, it's changing from TV pod to broadcast. But I can't change the cam. Oh, now I can, thankfully. Yeah. Good. Hushrev has been disqualified from the session, so he is sent to the back of the grid along with Anton Hypers. And yep. Okay, so this is, let me see when Kanov actually revs his Ferrari as HEP has gone. What is it doing on the formation lap? So this is the new game, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that the players are not used to it, and you will probably see more of that. But yeah, so it seems like the volume is fine, so I don't really need to change anything there. And we will stay off board for now for the race start. So Hushrav and Anton sitting on the grid with cold tires. Everyone else, let's see what tires is everyone on. You can see Kanav and Herschel have opted for the medium tires, as have Hushrav, Azun and Vicky. So top 10 starting on the soft tires which they qualified on, but the rest of the grid have tire choices which they are implementing. Yeah, you are right, Stuart. There are more overtakes on the formation lap of this race than there were in the real life sprint race. But another thing obviously is that there is a mandatory pit stop in this race, while it was not there in the real life sprint race. Either ways, the cars are forming up on the grid, and who is that going very slowly? That is Shah, who is limping his way to the grid, and basically that might give him just a bit of an advantage off the start. Not sure how the new game works, but here we go. It's brother versus brother as far as the front row of the grid is concerned. And yeah, there we go. It's 3, 4, 5 lights on the grid. Lights out and we're underway. No, we are not underway. Okay, now we are underway, and it's a good start from Jin Sanity, who has taken the lead, and maybe Racing Gupt will take P2. He's trying to go around the outside of VFix, and he has. VFix has P2 for now, as behind them there's a lot of cars, but it seems like everyone is fine for now. Yeah, I don't see any spins just about yet. And oh, that's Vicky going very slow at the bottom of the pack, and through the Wellington straight they go, still side by side between the Ferrari, and there's a lot of lagging happening. That's Kanov's car in the number 24 in the Ferrari. Hushrav trying to go around the outside of Kanav. He might just pull that one through, as there's a car Alpine of, was it Sid Venkatesh, who was going very wide through Lufield, and now it's two Red Bulls going side by side, and Thakurwa losing out on that. Hushrav is into P7. That's a great start from him, and up ahead Racing Gupta has lost a lot of positions. I'm not sure what happened there. There's a yellow flag, I'm not sure what for. Is that for Sid Venkatesh? No, it's not. It's Shah who is now being caught by Herschel. And let's see if Herschel can make this place. No, I don't think he can. There's a Red Bull of Thakur who has lost a lot of places. And oh, there's someone in the pits already. That's Racing Gupta into the pits. That's a very early pit stop. I'm sure he will go on the hards maybe for the rest of the race. As Kanav and Nishan are fighting. Nishan, or rather that's PSI and Kanav who are fighting. PSI trying to go around the outside of Kanav, and I think he has just made it through. And further behind, it is Shah on the back of Sid Venkatesh. The two Alpines are fighting, and let's see if Shah can make this position as he... Can you hear the engine sound? I can't. I can just hear an electrical whirring, but here goes Shah down the inside of Sid Venkatesh, and that's Shah into P10. What's happening up front? Jinsanity is still holding the lead, and he's keeping Vifix behind. Ashwin on the back of Ishan, who's running P3, and Smith in P5. Let's see what happened to him. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. What's happened in Sector 1? That's HUP on the back of Thakur. Wow, HUP is round. That is not what the McLaren driver would have wanted, and he is round. Meanwhile, Ashwin on the back of Ishan. So that's something which is a battle which is going to witness very soon, as Hushrav is trying to go round the outside of Smith, and Smith still has the position, but Hushrav just about takes it. But can you hear the engine sounds? On board I cannot hear any engine sounds. What's happening further behind? It's Kanav on the back of Shah now, and this is going to get interesting. But first we have to move to this battle for the lead, as VFix is on the back of Chinsanity. I don't think he'll make a move this time around. He has to stick behind. Okay, so Red Bull, Hushrav. Look at this. This is so funny. It's like he's driving a Formula E car. Even Formula E cars are more noisy than this. Oh my god, please fix this. I cannot commentate on that. Here we go. But oh, again with Aston Martin, you can see, you can hear Nishan's car, can hear the Williams, but you can't hear anyone else. Either ways, let's see if VFix can this time pull a move. So both the Ferrari drivers running the number 24. That's interesting. And is he going for a move, VFix? For a late move maybe? He's going for it, and Jinsanity just about cuts him off. Tension in the house, and Jinsanity fights to wait for one more lap. And Alfa Romeo, how many cars are glitched like this? It's just an electrical sound, as Nishan is trying to make his way through and is catching Smith. So instead of coming under attack from Smith, he might... Oh, that's what's a battle between Hushrav and Ashwin is round. Oh, what happened to Ashwin? Oh, that's the new game, but same old bad luck for Ashwin Lakhwani. He is going to drop out of points. And let's have a look at what the penalty is there for. So Smith has a 3-second time penalty. That's very early on lap 4, and there's a virtual safety car already. I'm not sure if it will stay throughout the lap, where maybe Jin and VFix can think about pitting, but let's see. In terms of positions gained, Hushrav starting from P14 has climbed up a lot of places, and Ashwin has had enough of this. Did he have a disconnect? I'm not entirely sure, but Hushrav has gained 10 places. You can see Shah has gained 8 places, so good starts from both of them from the back of the grid. And Thakurva has lost the most positions. He started P5, now in P16, and had a coming together with HUP, who was running good until then, but had to drop out of the race as Jinsanity and VFix both into the pits. That's a very long VSC period, and which is why you're seeing a lot of cars into the pits. Hushrav stays out on his medium tires, and that is going to hurt him, because the pit lane is very long on this track. So if you are not pitting under a VSC or a safety car, that but O'Connor gets a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. I think the speed limit is Azun has a drive through for speeding under the VSC, so that is not going to help his race at all. And where's Insanity coming out then? Oh, there's a who is that? That's Ushra. That's Ushra driving backwards into the pit. So now he's out. Is he on the hard tires? He's on the softs. Wow. So he's hoping to take those softs. Oh, that's a car round. Is that VFix? VFix is round. What is happening in this race? VFix is round. He has lost traction somehow. And he is now running in P7, and wow, that's a tall order for him to gain time. As up ahead Nishan has stayed out, and him and Smith are going to maybe lap 6 or 7 before they think about pitting. What's happening with Nishan is trying to duck out of the slipstream there. The yellow flag for Racing Gupt, and well, Nishan does stay in P2 for now. What's happening up ahead, or further back I should say, PSI on the back. Okay, so Racing Gupt is saying we are restarting the lobby. Let me just quickly check my Discord. Okay, so everyone has got a drive-through. That means well, we'll wait for some time before we get an official confirmation. Meanwhile, Nishan and Smith are still on the track and they are trying to make this work. Sid Venkatesh has retired from the session. That's in the pits. So, and there's a safety car now. Did Nishan not retire in the pits then? Well, Ashwin's AI is still driving around. He has left the session, and I think Thakur was a 5-second penalty. Sid Venkatesh has retired, and let me just quickly check that. Yeah, people are retiring, so I think we will have to restart the lobby here. Let me just quickly wait for a confirmation from Ashwin. After that, we will restart the lobby with some settings which were not correct at the time of readying up. Let me just quickly see that. Right, so it is a restart of the lobby, so I will exit the game and yeah, let's wait. We will keep the stream on and let's see who's making the lobby. Maybe I am making the lobby, I'm not entirely sure. Anyways,
Bro, I don't know what the hell is happening. ये game भी मेरे लिए पनौती है. मेरे कुछ नहीं हो रहा मेरे PS में.
You are live, by the way. I mean, I'm still streaming, so
that's fine. Everyone should know this. But yes, let's restart this lobby with damage off.
Yeah, we completely missed that. Damage was supposed to be off. What
I
happened to
don't
you?
know.
You were
So I had screen freezes ever since one shot quali, like sector 1 and sector 2 was literally screen freezes. And I thought it was happening to other people maybe, but then midway, I don't know, lap 4 or whatever, my controller seemed like it died.
okay. So you should have an invite.
Same lobby, new lobby.
New lobby.
Alright, that's better, I think.
So recovery mode is none. Car damage is off.
Yeah, and should I confirm with everyone to start in softs? There was a lot of medium starters this time. Or are we giving free tire choice after one shot quali? It shouldn't be, right?
So one shot quality में जो top 10 थे, they should start on softs, no? Otherwise, others are fine, no? Or how do you want to?
Alright, fine. I think you have to start on the tire that you. If you did a lap on mediums, you have to start on that. If you did it on softs, you start on
Yeah,
that.
but no one did a lap on mediums, is what I'm trying to say.
Alright, so then I'll just.
So
say,
top 10 were all on softs.
Yeah, top 10 and bottom 10 all. Chalo, I'll let that be for now. Let it just.
हाँ ठीक है वही.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just pinging you the screenshot. Just help me set the custom grid.
Yeah, I'm just trying to invite people. 1 second.
See, invite people because
Yeah.
apparently people can't
Just-
join my lobby.
Yeah, I've invited.
So people who are still watching, you will see a lot of blue screens. That's because I shouldn't choose your car, by the way, if you want to do that. Nova, new glitches. New glitches. The first one on the formation lap was I couldn't change the camera type, and after that, during the race, sometimes I was not able to hear the engine sound. I was just able to hear some electrical whirring of some part of the engine, but everyone got drive-throughs under a VSC, so we are restarting the lobby and hope this time it works. No, no, we can't carry on like that. Not when people are taking it this seriously. Anyway, let me where's the one shot? Nay, qualifying format is off. Starting grid is not realistic. It's a custom grid. And this is going to be alright. So VFix is on pole. Where is VFix? Move player up is okay. So VFix is P1. Insanity is P2. Ishan, where's Ishan? P3. Racing Gupt P4. P5 is Thakurva. P6 is Ashwin. P7 is PSI. P8 is Nishan. P9 is Smith, who's not joining. So I'll put Sid Venkatesh in P9. P10 is HVP. P11 is Kanav. Anton is behind him, then Hushraf, then Azun, then Shah, and then Vicky. And where is Ashwin? No, I'm trying to see this grid order, man. I'm not serious, I'm just focused. Anyway, we fixed Jinsanity, Ishan, Racing Gupt, Thakurva, PSI, Nishan, Smith is not joining, Sid Venkatesh, HVP, Kanav, Anton, Hushrav, Azun, Shah, Vicky. I'll just quickly ask Ashwin to join the party. Wow, this has taken more than an actual 100% F1 race would take, and we are still not underway. Oh my god. Anyway, I think, yeah, confirm changes please. Let me just quickly reconfirm that. We fixed in Ishan, Gupt, Thakurva, Ashwin is not there, PSI, Nishan, Smith not there, Sid Venkatesh, HVP, Kanav, Anton, Hushraf, Azun, Shah, Vicky. Yeah, that's fine. Confirm changes, go back. Weather and time of the day was light cloud, which is fine. This is also fine. I will choose spectate. Ashwin is in. Wow. Okay, so I need to then change Ashwin's grid slot. Where are you, Ashwin? Here he is, and he will move behind Thakurva. Yeah, that is it. Right. So I think we'll ask people to ready up. And please pray, whoever is watching, please pray that this works. Right, so F1 2021 kicking off in style, and already we have had glitches after less than half an hour of racing. Well, if you can call it racing. But the only good thing about this game so far is the music. The music is really, really good. The menu music. And let's see. Just give me a moment, I need to get some water, and after the formation lap we will be back underway. Right, so we are back. It's presets only, so I don't know what's taking so long. Racing Gupta has left the session. Did anyone else leave the session? Okay, I'm just back. And I saw Racing Gupta has left the session. There is no sound. Are we still live? Can you hear me? Can you hear the engine sounds? But I can't. I can't hear the engines. Oh my god. I can't hear the engines. I can't hear anything at all. Can you guys hear the engine now? I'm riding on board with Racing Gupta, who has left the session. PSI Legends disqualified. Yeah, thankfully I can hear the engines now. And not sure what happened with Racing Good, but his car will fall back. I have had a message from Ashwin that he can't race at all and he's having screen freezes, so that's unfortunate. Let's hope that these issues are resolved, otherwise we can't have another game ruining chances for him in terms of championship. But here we go. You can see in terms of tire choices, everyone until Anton and P12 are on the softs, just 3 people on the mediums, that's Hushraf, Azun and Vicky. And yes, Manan, Racing Gupta does have a PS5. Maybe it's a connection issue, maybe it's a network issue, and his Wi-Fi just gave out. Nothing his PS5 can do in that case. But let's hope he can join back maybe a little later in the race. But will we be seeing 5 lights now? Wow, that's very, very loud. But there are 5 lights on the grid. Lights out, and we're underway. And we're still not underway. I'm sure we'll have to wait some more time. Yeah, there we go. This time VFix does get a good start, but Jinsanity again with the better start, and he will take lead into turn 1. VFix goes really wide and tries to fight back some positions, and there are more cars who are not exactly where the position should be. I don't see any spins there. I see Hushrav, who is languishing at the back of the grid, but Thakurva is in P2. Wow, Thakurva in P2. VFX has gone from P1 to P4. Sid Venkatesh in the Ferrari in P5, and that's a little bit of a wheel banking going on with Nishan, who's in P6. Anton has made up places in P7. Kanav is right behind him in P8, and him and Anton, that's a lot of lag and glitch going around. But Shah in P9, Vicky has made places off the start in P10, with Kanav and Anton now battling, and Kanav actually taking that place from Kanav. What happened to Vicky, who has lost a place to Shah, so the Alpine is in front of the McLaren. Up ahead it's VFX, who's on the back of Ishan now, and Racing Gupta has finally joined, but he's at the back of the grid, so he will have to make up a lot of ground before he can make any kind of inroads as the Ferrari of VFX. So Ferrari are running P4 and P5. That's a good position for the team. And Kanav on the back of Nishan. Now these two were battling earlier also before we had to restart the lobby. So expect them to fight really hard. What's happening with Nishan and VFX is VFX down the inside of Nishan, or rather Ishan, and the battle is still not over. They're still side by side. Ishan trying to hang it around, and he might just do that. He's not going to give that position that easily. And well, both of them, you can see on the telemetry, are using battery, but it's giving chance to Sid Venkatesh, who almost got Ishan as well. So that's VFX into P3. Meanwhile, Hazoon and HGP are battling. So these are the drivers who were battling for the championship in Division 2 last season, with HGP coming out on top in the last race. And this time around he is not coming out on top, as PSI is also getting interested, but he hangs back for now. You can see HGP on the left trying to make it work, and he will have to sit behind as they go through Maggots and Beckett's. And let's see on the hanger straight if HGP can pull a move, but it's PSI who's now really getting a good run out of Maggots and Beckett's, and he could take a note. And VFX gets a 3-second time penalty. That's very early in the day. And PSI, what a move round the outside of Stowe, and he's into P11. Meanwhile, Vicky, and oh, Vicky's round just as we cut to him. So Vicky's lost a lot of time, and up ahead VFX has not really been able to pull away from Ishan, so Ishan is still hanging around. And Kanav and Nishan, this fight is also going on, but then Nishan is quite near to what happened to Anton, by the way. Still around. Someone who lost a lot of positions at Hushrav. Yeah, it was Hushrav who lost a lot of positions, and there's a yellow flag in Sector 1 just because of that, as Ashwin is not in control of his car. Racing Gupta is. And up front, let's follow this battle for P3 right now, as Ishan, after being overtaken by VFX, is basically fighting back, and he might have his chance this time because there will be DRS as they are on the hanger straight now, and he will have DRS on the Ferrari. So let's see if the Alfa Romeo can make any sort of inroads. He's quite close, within 3/10. And here goes Ishan. Does he go for a move right now? No, he doesn't. He stays back. And Thakur are doing a really good job. But meanwhile, Kanav and Nishan are battling. And Karnov just about makes it through. Does Nishan fight back? No, he doesn't. And oh, who is that? Is that Racing Gupta? There is one car. Yeah, that's Anton. That is stranded on the side. As Thakurwa has really stood his ground, and he's still running P2 and doing a good job of that, because is within that 1 second of Jin Sanity. That means he gets DRS, and basically from Jin to Sid Venkatesh, that's P1 to P5, everyone within a second of each other. So lot of possibilities to overtake, but also a DRS train being formed as VFix now trying to go around Thakurwa, but not really working out on this occasion, and he would be giving his brother a hurry up so that Thakurwa does not have DRS on the hanger straight. Further behind, it's Nishan who is behind Karnov after being overtaken, but let's then follow VFix, who is getting a much better run out of Chapel, and this time it looks like he will make a move on Thakurwa as he goes down the inside on Stowe, and VFX is through, and Nishan has made a move as well. So Nishan and Karnov swapping places once again, and this is a battle which might go on throughout the entire race. They seem very well matched on pace. So Nishan is through into P6. Sid Venkatesh and Ishan now on the back of Thakurwa. And let's see, oh, what happened to Sid? We saw a streak of red through the screen, and Sid has lost a heap of positions and momentum. Here goes Thakurwa then. He is catching up, so that is a really surprising pace by Thakurwa. He is staying with VFix, not allowing him to go away, at the same time inviting Ishan, who is practically pushing Thakurwa. There's a yellow flag, sector 1, not sure who for. I think that's for Sid Venkatesh, who has joined the track now. And further behind, it's Vicky on the back of PSI. Let's see what type of penalties are there. Just 6 seconds for Vicky. Wow, that's a lot of penalties. Ishan within 1 second of Thakurwa, and I think he'll make the move, and Thakurwa all out of sorts. And this is really weird to watch without any engine sound, but Ishan is probably going to make that move. He does, and he moves into P3, and VFix now within Karnov in the pits. Nishan continues. So VFix within 2/10 of Jin Sanity, and I'm sure that on the Wellington straight the Ferrari might be able to overtake the Marquis. He's trying to go down the inside, does not want to wait even until then. Is VFix wasting no time at all, and now on the Wellington straight he should have that move done as Jin Sanity holds round the outside, pinches his brother at the apex, and Jin Sanity keeps the lead for a few more corners, and maybe more, because he does have the pace, and through maggots and brackets it's a little difficult to follow as PSI now on the back of Shah. And let's see if these two can provide some good racing, as PSI using a lot of battery there. What's happening up front? It's VFix who is on the gearbox of Jin Sanity once again, and with a lot of battery and DRS to play for. You can see Jin Sanity's red light was flashing. That's Ferrari up ahead, and that's VFX into, oh, that's Vicky who's round. And did he have a collision with HVP, his teammate? Not entirely sure. Jin Sanity into the pits. VFX continues for one more lap, so does Nishan. And yeah, HVP has a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane, so not the best of the races for him. What's happening meanwhile? Nishan, oh, what's happening with Nishan there? That was at the exit of the first turn, and he has lost a lot of places, then a lot of time. He was in a pit stop battle with Kanov, and now that has gone to waste. Meanwhile, Shah is still defending from PSI, so good defending from Shah. He has kept PSI behind him for quite a few laps, and I think at the end of this lap both of these drivers would be hoping to come into the pits for a fresh set of tires. Meanwhile, Vicky on the back of Nishan, and Vicky hits Nishan probably. That's a reset on track, doesn't really matter, it's a friendly race, and he's on his way to catch the McLaren again. There's a battle of the Aston Martins, not really a fair battle as such, but really unfortunate for both of them to have disconnections. And Racing Gupta, while he has joined, but his race was over before it even started. Here we go, Shah is into the pits. PSI continues for one more lap, and VFX is in the pits as well. Shah gets a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. That will not get removed. And West Insanity now, that's the man to watch, and he has pitted one lap earlier than VFX, and let's see where he comes out in comparison to VFX. Has he gained any time, or is it more or less status quo? Remember, VFX does have a 3-second time penalty, as does Sid Venkatesh now, so it's not going to be that easy for VFX. As you can see, the Ferrari of VFX is coming out ahead of Jensen. You can see from the Mercedes, so the undercut has not really worked. And let's see now, he's used up a lot of ERS, Jinsanity, and has to stay behind for now. So that 3-second time penalty will still help them. There's a yellow flag in sector 1, and that is Shah going really slow. Not sure why. Oh, it wasn't Shah, it was someone else. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure, but that's Racing Gupta and Shah going side by side through Lou Field, and Racing Gupta trying to hang it round the outside of the Alpine. Is not getting enough traction or purchase from the tire as he wants. Thakurva in the pits, by the way. And let's ride on board with Racing Gupta here and see how he takes cops and nuggets and brackets, especially when he's in dirty air. PSI Legends is going on for one more lap. Is he going to do the entire race on softs, I assume? He's still not pitting. Shah goes onto the grass, and Racing Gupta has a really good run on him, and it's pretty much a formality that Shah will have to give that place to Racing Gupta, but he's not making it easy for him, and Shah has to stay behind for now. What's happening with Ishan meanwhile is on the back of Jinsanity, and if he can hang with him, and if Jinsanity can be within that DRS, well, he's out of DRS now, but if Jinsanity can hang within that 1 second window, Ishan can overtake VFX as well at the end of the race because of time penalties. So it's very unnatural for VFX to get time penalties. We have seen that often, that he is one of the very unlikely drivers to get time penalties, but maybe it's a new game and he has yet to get used to it. Meanwhile, Hushrav in P11 is not showing the kind of pace he did, or probably the luck played a factor as well in the earlier lobby before it was glitched. Running in P11 for now, and he's now being chased by Nishan. Different tires, so might not work out. But here we go, Jinsanity within that 1 second, so getting DRS, and Ishan within the 1 second of Jinsanity getting DRS as well. So PSI, oh, I think PSI thinks this is not. What is he thinking? Is he thinking that this is like a real life sprint race where no mandatory pit stops are required? I think that's the only explanation. He's staying out. Hushrav meanwhile has jumped to P10 while overtaking Azun. So that's Hushrav into the points paying position, although there are no points for these races, but still top 10 finish for him. And yeah, it seems like Nishan is on the hunt as well, as he's trying to overtake Azun in the Mercedes. Let's see if it works out for either of them. Yeah, soft tires is still good, Nova, but I think they will be slower than the medium tires at this point in time. 10 laps in a 25% race on the soft tires. If you consider the tire wear model, I think they'll still be as I expected now at the end of lap 10. Up ahead, Jinsanity and VFX have dropped Nishan, so Nishan does not have DRS anymore. Jinsanity does, so it's looking like Jinsanity will take the win in this race. Let's see what Ishan can do here. Can he stay within the 3 seconds of VFX to make any kind of move, as PSI will probably come behind Racing Gupta, ahead of Racing Gupta, but behind HUP. No, he comes out ahead of HUP, so PSI is back out in P6 and he has Thakurwa up ahead, and he will straight away have DRS. So that's really good position for PSI, and he can think about maybe even P4 here, as Kanav is not that far up the road. Yeah, Jinsanity now probably feeling the effect of dirty air, is falling into the clutches of Ishan, and VFX has somewhat pulled away, at least out of DRS. And meanwhile, right on board with PSI, who might make a move as a McLaren stranded. I think that is HUP, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, that looks like HUP, who has lost a few positions and riding on board with PSI now. And does he make the move? It's going to be close here. He's running out of straight, and he does not make the move. So let's see if he can make the move this time around. Thakurwa giving him just about enough space. And oh, what has happened here? I'm not able to see, but Thakurwa is on the inside, and finally PSI is through. Meanwhile, Ishan is on the back of Jinsanity, and while Jin does not have any DRS, Ishan is in a really good position here. He has a lot of battery left as well as compared to Jin, almost 3 times the battery, or almost 2.5 times the battery Jin has. So Ishan in a good position here, but he needs to make this move stick so that he can be within those 3 seconds of Ishan. What's happening further behind? It's the battle of the Alpines, and oh my god, that's a little bit of a weaving from Hushrav. I think that's after overtaking Shah. Vicky is disqualified. What? He is disqualified from the session after wrong way, and Nishan and Azun are battling as well. Oh, what's happening up ahead? It's Ishan and Jinsanity, and oh, that's tire banging. Jinsanity stays ahead for now, but he's basically, this battling is helping. Or HUP has a 3-second time penalty. This battling is helping VFX to run away. This is on the last lap, by the way, of the race. We are already on the last lap, and this is the battle to be in, as he's still trying, Ishan, to get past Jin here, and he will have a couple more opportunities, including this one. And here we go. He stays behind for now. Sorry for those interruptions. Someone is sending me messages on my PS right now. But Ishan on the back of Jinsanity. This is going to be a last lap battle, as Ashwin Lakhwani's car might just give DRS to Jin here, and he might just save the day for Jin, as VFX is still streaking away. And does Jin have DRS? He does. Jin has DRS, he's running out of it, running on board with Ishan here is closing up, and he almost makes it through there. Oh, that's very close, and all this battling has probably helped. This is really going to be close here, but I think it might just help VFix take P2. Yeah, he does by 400ths of a second. VFX hangs on to P2. And what's happened further behind? Nishan has overtaken Azun. So Azun is trying to fight back, but not really going to happen for him. So Racing Gupta and Hushrav are fighting as well, but Racing Gupta stays behind Hushrav. So that's the end of the sprint race. Jin Sanity wins from VFix and Ishan. Lot of battling going on there. Kano with a strong finish in P4. And rest of the results we will see on the race classification screen. New division champion, who knows, it is quite possible. The kind of pace Jin Sanity has showed here. And I've earned a trophy which says I like to watch. That does not sound good at all. But here we go. Jin Sanity wins the race from VFX and Ishan. We still have another 25% race to go, by the way, which will be in the same order of this finish. This is Jin Sanity, VFX, Ishan, Kanav in P4, PSI in P5, Thakurva in P6, Hushrav in P7, Racing Gupt in P8, Azun in P9, Nishan in top 10. Sid Venkatesh Shah, HUP are the other finishers. Ashwin Lakhwani was disconnected. Anton Hypers in P15, the lap down, and Vicky, who was disqualified from the session. Let me just quickly check if we are doing another race. Right, so let me check if we are having another 25% race. Accept someone's friend request so I can add them. Well, I don't think we have any other places, so let me just quickly get Yeah, let me just add people to a party and let's have some podium interviews. Hey Jen. Jen, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Jen, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, Malav.
Okay. Are you in a party chat with other people? Can you just let me know if you're having another race?
I don't know. Everyone's divided, bro, on that. If they want another race or not. Some are like it's too bugged to have another 25% race, so they want to do 3 lappers instead. No one wants to do a 25% right now. Basically, it's too bugged. That's why. So that's the situation right now.
Yeah, I'm just asking people. I can see 6 people who have reacted. That's not enough, honestly. Are you up for it, Jin?
No, man. I think I'll just play some COD with the other people.
Okay. Anyways, can you add VFix to the party?
Yes, I shall send him an invite.
Yeah.
I sent him one. Is he here yet?
Okay, he's not here yet. But talk us through your race. How was your race? And how was the battle with Ishan? It seemed like definite contact between the two of you at least once or twice. So how was that battle? And how was the battle with VFix as well?
So about the first lap, I got a better launch than VFix off the start once again.
Yeah.
So I think I went in too hot into T1. So if I hadn't lifted off, I would have gone straight. So I had to lift off, and VFix bumped me slightly because of it. So he had ended up back in P4, and then I was trying to race manage from that point because I was I knew that VFix would get past Ishan and Thakur soon enough. So the plan always was that as soon as VFix overtook me, I would hop into the pits. And luckily he overtook me at Hangar Straight, so I knew that was time for me to pit. Because there's not enough tire wear. Once again, like last year in F1 2020, there's not enough tire wear in Silverstone. So I pit. From that point onwards, I came out behind him, and on the mediums, I was lacking consistency. Because my lap times were half a second apart sometimes. So that allowed Ishan to catch me up, and then Ishan made 2 moves on me in total in the last 2 laps, both on the Hangar Straight. One he went on the inside and the other went on the outside. Both times I managed to generate enough momentum in my car to just keep it within limits. So we didn't bump each other from what I saw. I think in the last lap we might have, but it didn't register on my screen at least. But yeah, it was quite a good way to begin the pre-season to the pre-season, if I have to describe it like that. So yeah, right. It's pretty fun.
Very surprised to see VFX coming out of the pits ahead of you, considering you were hardly a second behind him when you pit.
Honestly, I will say this: when I went to pit, the gap was 3/10. But I know that the softs are good for 7 laps, and VFX was gonna pit on the magic number 7. So for the 7th lap, even without, he might have used a little bit of his battery. but I knew that he was gonna come out ahead of me because there was so much pace that he had. But unfortunately, like behind me, he had to keep himself down, keep his pace down, and then the overtake. Well, Vfix and I believe that we should be on the verge. Whenever we defend, it should be harsh but fair. So that's what I did. I was a little harsh in how I defended, but it was fair because we never made contact with each other. So I guess that's great driving from him as well. So I'll give him props for that because he's a very good driver when he's following someone as well. It seems like the concept of dirty air doesn't exist for him. So it's very tough to keep him behind you. And luckily, because the game gave him a 3-second penalty, well, I mean, this win is his, but because the game gave him a 3-second penalty, because I don't know what's wrong with the game, I get the win. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, officially on the end screen I get the win, but unofficially it's his win. And I told Vfix this after the race, and I know he'll make a sarcastic comment about it, but I told him that had Ishan not been behind me, I would have actually slowed down for more than 3 seconds to let him take the win, because it's fair and deserved that way. So yeah, that's
right.
about
It was a little surprising to see him getting a 3-second penalty. We'll ask him about that. But overall, what is your feedback about probably one of the very few 25% races you have done on this game? How's the handling model and how are the curbs? A lot of people are interested in knowing about the curbs on the game.
So I'll be very honest. This game has a very high has a very high adaptability curve for me. Mainly because I love understeery cars. Well, if the front turns and if the rear is all out of place, like those are the kinds of cars I love. But in this one, like it's honestly like trying to turn a boat. So it's very tough for me to get used to the model, and Vfix is someone who loves understeery cars. So for him, this game feels very more natural to him than it does to me. So right now, it's gonna take me much more time than this to actually gain a semblance of pace to closer to what I expect my level of pace to be. So yeah, I'm still trying to get used to the nuances of this game. Curbs, I'll be honest, on the Maggots, Beckets and some other parts, they've reprofiled the curbs. So on the last game where you could exploit the track per se without getting penalties, on this game you can't. It's counterproductive to try to exploit it. So I think that's very realistic in that sense. And whenever we play with all damage on regular and regular, maybe we might witness a few rare cases of people getting floor damage and side pod damage, because we have to change the way we drive. We have to change our approach to the way we drive in this game. But yeah, I like the handling model. I haven't played enough F1. I think Vfix will give you a more detailed answer about it. But so far, I like the handling model, but I wish it was a little more oversteery, because understeer doesn't suit me.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that, Jin. Congratulations once again. Coming to Vfix, you have a habit of coming second. What was the start first of all? Because twice you were jumped by Jin on the line in the lobby restart as well. So take us through your start and then the battle with Jin before the end of the first stint, and then the 3-second penalty as well, because that was a bit surprising to see you getting a 3-second penalty. We don't often see that. So what was happening?
Yeah, I mean the start, like I just recently started learning TC off, so the starts are still they're coming to me, but it's gonna take some time. Jin, I knew he was probably gonna get me off the start, and then I just push my way through after a couple of laps because I knew I had pace on him. But yeah, these starts are a bit of a thing that I'm still trying to resolve, because it has changed again a bit from F1 2020, and I barely learned it there on TC off. So that's probably my biggest weakness so far. Yeah, but then that 3-second penalty, I don't know what this game's on, to be honest, because that was one corner cut and everyone knows that you have to do it 3 times. And the only reason I even corner cut was because Thakur's car just like randomly teleported in front of me, completely solid because I hit his rear end, and that caused me to go wide. And then after just one corner cut, I get a freaking time penalty for no reason. So that was a bit frustrating, but yeah, I mean it doesn't really matter like who won. I just wanted to have a clue of this game's servers and just see what how everyone has learned the game in around a week. So yeah, that qualifying was comforting at least. got that pole by like half a second, and I'll tell you that I wasn't really giving it full beans on that one because I don't want to spin. But yeah, I mean, I'm all in all pretty fine. Probably would have won the race. But yeah, I mean, this game, it's Cody's, it's EA. What are you gonna do?
Right, so but still a podium for you and a pole position. So unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to have another 25% race. Maybe you could have got your win there. But either ways, congratulations once again. I'm sure your house will be partying tonight, and I've been asked to ask you to head over to the Call of Duty lobby, so please do that when you are free. But for everyone else, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this preseason race, which was full of glitches, as you heard from the drivers.
You could ask him more about the handling model, because this guy has been playing F1 games since 2012 regularly, and I stopped completely from 2012 onwards. I played my last one I picked up in 2020. So if you want a detailed answer for your handling model, he's the person to ask.
Are you still here, VFix? You can probably take us through your experience in the last 4-5 days.
I mean, this is probably the best like handling model they've had so far. Like, there's nothing wrong with Cody's like actual games. The product that they put out is really good, but it's just there's server issues that always bugs the hell out of people. And yeah, the handling model compared to 19, I mean, it's more towards my favor, understeery. So share that with Verstappen, getting performance immediately as the new season begins because of change in regulations. So thank you, FIA. But yeah, I mean, from 2012 to 2020, yeah, I mean, the game always, I feel, until this year has always favored oversteery cars a bit more than understeers. So yeah, it's finally time for the understeer gang to get one over on the oversteer one. But I mean, they're gonna bring out a performance patch from what I heard recently. So let's see about that. That's why I haven't even bothered making any setups till now. Just running on the presets.
Right, okay. I'm sure we will get some more feedback once more and more people play the game. And then you're right, there is a performance patch on the way. I've heard that as well. I think they will nerf the cars as well. They will probably make them slower. So that's on the way, and maybe after that people will actually put in their times on making setups for different tracks. But that's all from us this weekend. I've been spammed in the comment section asking for the two of you to join Call of Duty, so I will not hold you any longer. But thank you everyone for tuning in. This was a preseason race, bugged and glitched to no extent, but I hope you enjoyed that. We will see you very soon with some amount of racing, maybe at the start of the new season for IRL or somewhere else. Until then, take care of yourselves, goodbye, and have a good weekend.
Rip Ashwin Lakhwani, Cody speaks your game.
Yeah, you got that in.